Well, now, new at 11, legal experts tell us migrant work has a $2 billion market value in our state. But there have been some changes to the industry affecting our domestic workers here. 24-hour News 8's Coco McAvoy joins us live in studio tonight with more on this story. Coco?
Good evening. Statistics show West Michigan has the largest number of migrant workers in the state, and the majority are in Van Buren County and Ottawa County, with more than 12,000 workers in those two counties alone. But legal experts say migrant workers who have been coming to Michigan for decades are finding their jobs are no longer there. It's been a long season of apple picking at Steffen's Orchards in Grand Rapids. Now the grounds are littered red with apples that didn't quite make the cut for this year's crop. Only a few migrant workers remain for tree trimming season, and the owner, Rob Steffens, says they've been working for him for several years.
I don't know what we would do without him.
But Eloy Galvan says most people just don't see it that way.
The public does not know. They go to the store and buy products, but they don't know how the immigrants suffer.
Teresa Hendricks with Michigan Migrant Legal Aid says the biggest obstacle for domestic workers today is
they're losing their jobs to foreign workers that are being brought over here on H-2A visas.
It's a program that allows growers to bring in non-immigrant workers from foreign countries, and they don't have the same protections as domestic workers.
And they're captive to the employer that brought them over, or the farm labor contractor, which means if they complain, they can be sent back at any time.
But Steffens tells us there are other reasons growers are using the program, saying it normally brings in young, hardworking men who come alone.
We're limited to how many square footage we have in our migrant camps to house people. So if you have families with kids, you might be able to get one worker with a family, where with these gentlemen, you're getting 4.
Steffens doesn't want to see a change on his farm and is hoping his workforce returns next year so he can continue to employ working families.
I had said that if everybody comes back, why we won't have to go to that route. But if they don't, we may be forced to in the future.
To avoid a shortage of labor in a crucial industry that's often out of sight and out of mind.
We are always portrayed in a negative light, but they do not understand that if there were no immigrants, there would be no one to pick the products in the camps. The product that is in all of the stores, all of it has been picked by immigrants.
The Michigan Farm Bureau says around 2,300 foreign workers were brought to Michigan this year. And while they say there's a shortage of labor, Michigan Migrant Legal Aid says the domestic workforce has grown 15% over the last 2 years, more than any other state.
Wow.
Yeah, and the Farm Bureau was also saying next year they plan to double the number of foreign workers. So this is something we'll definitely be following in the coming year.
Yeah, we'll have to see. All right. Thank you, Coco.